Hi, Vlad. Thank you so much for coming to BizTalk. How are you?
Doing good today, thank you.
My pleasure. And thanks so much for your time today with us. Before start talking about your startup, shall we give an introduction to yourself?
Yeah, probably a short intro would be nice. I usually do it before I start talking about rhetoric anyway. So, my name is Vlad. I actually a big fan of digital marketing. Believe it or not, I'm doing this since the year 2000. So 23 years by now. And I'm also the author of the first book about digital marketing in Ukraine. I spent most of those years working in SaaS or adtech startups across Europe and US. And with rhetoric, actually fulfilling my very, very past ideas and understanding of the value of the data that allows digital marketers to make the right decisions. My first analytical tool, which we built, was 2005. And that moment, it basically crumbled in 2 months under the load of data for just one website, our own website. And probably took technology 10 years to evolve to the level where building something like rhetoric became possible. So that's a brief intro about me. I'm probably not focusing about all the other stuff I do in life besides rhetoric.
Let's go to business.
So with rhetoric, and I'll do as agreed, actually share the deck for the talking part.
Please.
What we do is we actually help media buyers take control of their data. What it means is that's a perfect example. Marcus, who is a media buyer for direct-to-consumer brand from Germany. And before rhetoric, he actually spent hours, literally hours, just to match all the data from the multiple sources he had. And that was Shopify, Facebook, Google, and third-party analytics that he had in place. All they were telling different pictures. And so he was making decisions with guts, not data. And to make those gut-based decisions, he still had to spend those couple of hours doing cut and paste. So with rhetoric, he just goes in, he sees all his data at a glance, and can make the good decisions based on accurate data with 100% of his revenues attributed to all his incoming channels. He was so happy to see the review video of his reports that he allowed us to obfuscate some of his details and share this publicly. And that's the link. I'll be happy to share this link after the call to see how rhetoric actually works for real customer with e-com business. So in essence, why it is important? Because marketers again, and that again, because of the industry shift from third-party data, pixels, cookies, user agents, to first-party data. So digital marketers struggle to make informed decisions, and this leads to lack of transparency, lack of speed, taking hours to just cut and paste all the data in one place, and lack of scaling. Because if you don't have reliable data, it's quite difficult to apply any automated strategies because they may crush your business instead of improving it. So what rhetoric did is that we built a single platform that brings together all analytics into one service, and our customers can see conversion numbers and get better insights into their campaigns and actually apply automation. We are building a lot of smart AI-based tools on top of this right now, but at the moment, using the language of our customers, they can see the results, and what is more important, they can improve the results based on data. And the market we are addressing is quite huge. And here you can see that just small, medium enterprise spent on digital marketing 2 years ago. And according to Gartner, 10% of that goes to data and analytics. And that's the segment rhetoric attacks. So our current goal is to get to huge number of users, maybe not customers, and we're doing that by expanding from just paid product to freemium product towards Shopify and WooCommerce customers. However, as of now, we have more than 1 million in annual recurring revenue. We have 500 customers, most of them coming from US, Canada, UK, Australia, India, and then multiple European countries. Our revenue is subscription-based with 70% 97% of it coming from subscriptions, and 20% of those subscriptions, actually, as of February, probably even 23% of those subscriptions are paid upfront for 6 or 12 months. We grow by providing that subscription service to B2B, that's the green part on the chart, multi-user customers who spend anywhere from 10K to 1.5 million on paid ads per month, and the business generates anywhere from 1 million to 10 million in months in revenues. So we have multiple customers across e-com, direct-to-consumer brands, software and service companies, and also affiliate marketers promoting third-party products. That's where we started from 3 years ago. Our plans for the next 2 years are quite simple. As I mentioned, first, we launched a freemium product for Shopify and WooCommerce to significantly expand our user base and actually the awareness of RedTrack as a service. And then we also expanding from paid ads and campaigns tracking onto customer data platform to allow our customers another set of reports and another way to view and process their data. Meanwhile, we're also working to expand our more than 20 API integrations with the likes of Google, TikTok, Facebook, Bing, Taboola, and Outbrain to allow our customers making automated or manual decisions right from the RedTrack. Eventually, this leads us to connecting to existing generation of generative AIs like Midjourney and ChatGPT and others, so that the customers can create their campaigns and strategies right from RedTrack and then implement them to the needed channel with a button push. And that's our goal for 2023, to actually create a generative AI for media buying. This, in our view, will turn RedTrack into the revenue growth engine for SME, because we'll provide them with the data collection, owning, and processing capabilities that currently typically are available to larger enterprises. The market is not really crowded, and it had quite a few big events happen last 3 months. So with Hyros being acquired by Banzai.io for 110 million, and Triple Whale raising Series B round, like probably it was announced a week ago. And we know our competitors in greater detail, what's working and what's not working. We get the feedback from our users, their users. So at the moment, it seems like we are the only tool that consolidate all data and activities and does that at a lower cost of ownership. And that's our ability to launch freemium plan confirms that. Now, as for the team, who all does that? We have 30 people working from 9 different countries. So we are remote first, and our team has years of experience in marketing, sales, big data, high-load systems, and we have amazing support team, and then smaller sales, marketing, operations team. So very, very like hardworking, loyal bunch of people, up to the point that we consider of introducing this 5 to 4 working week just to make sure people work less, because everybody needs time to unwind and not go into the burn rate. What we're raising right now is 750K through equity or sale round at 8.1 million pre-money valuation. We have $250,000 already committed to the round, and we do that fundraising to extend our runway towards reaching 2 million annual recurring revenue that we plan would happen later this year. At this moment, we're also reaching a technical break-even point because of all those upfront sales we're making, and we can decide to extend our runway indefinitely should the market conditions would be not good for us, because currently everybody is very concerned into giving high valuations, so we can wait while we grow our numbers. That's where we are, what we plan to do, and as a summary, we have an amazing product with the vision, and that vision matches the events that happen on the market. It has not came by coincidence, as I was doing actually media buying and ads before Google, and I've seen all the new systems evolve. I can see how they will evolve for the next 3 to 5 years, given the situation on the market. And we just build the product to address that changes on the market. And we have a great team to fulfill that vision and technology that we built over the years that allows us to process the data at the scale, complexity, and cost not available, at least before. So that's the red track. That's who we are, what we do, a brief recap of our KPIs, and I'm happy to answer all additional questions you might have.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank you so much. Let me ask you, from data sourcing to execution, because I do believe in marketing. The problem is, the first of all, which I find myself as well, it's very complicated to understand from your marketing campaign what actually is translating sales and how these sales or how my marketing is driven these sales. But so the quality of the data is very complicated to elaborate, but it's so difficult on the data to translate data in a marketing strategy. So your platform is giving to me data only, or actually you help me how to structure my marketing out of this reading?
Okay, that's an amazing question. So we give you data, we give you reports, we give you tools to create insights. We cannot tell you, or at the moment at least, which decision is the best. What we're working on is that machine learning powered suggestions that you cannot have to make the decision yourself, you can pick up from the available options. However, because we collect all that data independently, we enrich it from all the other platforms via API, like with cost data, with conversion data. We can show you conversion paths for multi-touch attribution reports that allows you to evaluate data on two levels. A, high-level decision-making, like are my campaigns profitable? Are my partners generating me sales? Am I getting search traffic, organic traffic? And then very in-depth exploratory review, which marketers, data analysts can take to understand how exactly their campaigns are working, how exactly their ads are performing, and what is the conversion path and what are the most popular conversion paths for their product. Of course, each business is not created equal, and different types of businesses have marketing decisions of different complexity. And that's why we're focused on just two types of customers. Those are in performance marketing, affiliate marketing, promoting third-party products. Their decision cycle is very simple. And then e-com and direct-to-consumer brands operating on Shopify, WooCommerce, Prest, and similar platforms, where you have access to very accurate backend information via API integrations. And the type of decisions those customers make are also pretty much consistent, because they need to get higher add to carts, lower cost per actions, higher sales, higher ROI, etc. So this allows us to provide templated reports that make that insight discovery easier. Of course, it'll come from the business like RightTrack into our platform with our own data. Then you'll have to build your own reports. For the performance marketing and for the e-com, those reports are ready for them. And the best part, that you also provide automatic strategies built around three concepts: prevent ad waste, scale something that is working, and then reduce manual work. So launch ads or change bids by schedule. What it means is that you know that for your Facebook campaigns, you won't run ads that generate add to cart with, let's say, $1 cost per action. You can create a rule that will shut down all your ads that do not meet the KPI automatically. And at the same time, you can create another rule that will duplicate your ad sets that perform with the needed ROI also automatically, which means the system, RedTrack basically, is now scaling your campaigns on autopilot. It duplicates successful ad sets. It kills non-performing ads, meaning the person can just pick in a couple of times a day to make sure that everything is going according to plan. Of course, for larger budgets, they will still probably do it at least every other hour. But for typical e-com store, instead of doing it manually, setting up those two strategies allow them to check the results in the morning, in the evening, and focus on more creative and thinking part of digital marketing without manually changing all the ads.
Thank you, Vlad. Very precise. How does the SaaS model work? Because if I'm coming to you and my budget is 10,000 per month, is one thing. If I'm coming to you and my budget is 100,000 per month, that's another. So the benefit I'm getting on the second is much higher than the benefit I'm taking on the first one. So it is based on the budget. Is this based on the sites? Is it based on the revenue? How does it work?
So for advertisers, we have subscription tiers that are largely based on the revenue. And I mean by largely, those buckets are very broad, like 1 million, then from 1 to 10, then above 10. And that allows us to keep that pricing very transparent, consistent, and, which is more important, predictable to the end user. Because if you base pricing based on budget, make it variable, you can scale campaigns in some months, and then your cost of product would skyrocket. Then you can reduce because it's not your hot season campaigns in the other months. The cost of product would go down. So for us, it's and we know that our customers like predictability, so they can budget the cost for the tool at least for a year. So it's okay, guys, what's your planned annual revenue for 2023? Like 2 million. Fine. So that's 150 subscription plan for you. Please enjoy. Now, if you run, of course, 2 or 3 or 5 web stores from the same account, then you get the second plan, 300 per month. And then if you are an ad agency that serves multiple customers, then you have special account, special access, dedicated support, setup assistance, etc., to help streamline business and implementation.
Do you have any KPIs to share in terms of effectiveness? Using your service, how effective can become my marketing compared to my sales?
Okay, we tried not to pick into customer data to see how they
No, absolutely. Very, very gross.
But gross-wise, you can see if before RedTrack, and let's take that example from deck with Marcus. Oh, Marcus, not a real name, but it fits the description. So his discrepancy was between 30 to 50%. So he had no idea where 40 to 50% of his sales were coming from. And that making that if he makes entities, it's like almost like a coin toss.
Yeah.
So with RedTrack, he actually gets accurate attribution of 90% of his revenue to his paid channels. And the other 10%, we can clearly show them what search engines or recommendation systems that remaining 10% is coming from. So from coin toss, his decision-making is now becoming rather precise. Of course, he can still factor in that he has quite a big share of multi-touch decision-making, like Google doing discovery, Facebook doing conversion through remarketing campaigns. But now he knows that like 20% of my revenue has 2 touches. First, Google campaigns, actually these campaigns and these ads, and then Facebook campaigns, these campaigns and these ads. And he can make informed decisions on what he does with those campaigns.
It's very helpful to allocate the budget, extremely helpful.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You are now raising your seed round?
I would call it a late seed round that we are raising.
Now, this round is going for the majority in scaling your business to start enlarging your market.
Exactly.
Or what is my understanding? Where are the bulk of your customers? You already say US, but where are you most focused?
We are focused on US and Europe.
Okay, so there's the budget is going.
The budget is going into actually increasing the revenues, because we know, I mean, we are not the first month or first year, so we know exactly the cycles, we know what works on the market, and now we are focusing our efforts on those areas we identified as successful, both in creating customers and actually creating customers with high retention.
I agree. If you have, let me say, a message to deliver to investors, right? What is going to make a difference in your business that's why they should invest?
Well, I hate to address any third-party factors that can make a huge difference, because I strongly believe that we as a team are responsible for success of what we do. But whether we want it or not, there are multiple events happening on the market right now that will complement RedTrack success, although we have never counted them in our projects. The first of those events happened 2 years ago. That was iOS transition to iOS 14.5 that basically killed Facebook attribution. We got such a huge flood of customers and trying to take all of them, that's almost killed our business. And we learned a lot of lessons about staying focused and actually taking something we can deliver, not somebody who brings us money for a hope of improving his results. Now, what is happening this year is that Google is likely to abandon third-party cookies, finally. This will lead to another decrease of all the ad networks' attribution accuracy and increase the value of tools like RedTrack, because we don't operate on third-party cookies or any cross-site tracking or any third-party data. So, and this is highly likely to happen because Google is sunsetting Universal Analytics. Google is sunsetting Google Optimize. That is amazing tool, and it's only 5 years on the market. And they actually said that they were going to shut down third-party cookies this year. And that's number one. Number two is I'm not good at talking microeconomic language. I'm good at marketing, but everybody talks about recession. When recession happens, people like to save costs. RedTrack allows to save costs, both by actually using fewer tools, making sure that each member of the team can have more work done because he's not doing stuff manually, he's using automation, and which is even more important, actually having good numbers for our decision making. And like I said, this is one of the reasons why launching that freemium tool took us some time to improve the user experience to such a point where we can say, okay, the implementation and usage of RedTrack is now so simple that we can give it free to users with less than $250,000 of annual revenue. Fine, because they would not create any load neither on the system. We have very robust private cloud operating billions of events per month, or on the support team, which is our very tangible resource which we care about, because they can do everything themselves in like 10 to 15 minutes.
Vlad, thank you so much for coming to our talk. It's been a very good pleasure for me, and I hope in EquityMatch we can help you, and I really wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me for the talk and giving me the opportunity to share about RedTrack.
My pleasure.